What's good, y'all? I'm back at y'all with a brand new video today. And today, y'all, I want to talk about something different, y'all. Don't mind the background, y'all. I wanted to bring out the heart chakra in y'all today, y'all. So, the background focused on the center energy point in your body, which is the heart chakra, y'all. So, focus on your heart, y'all. And make sure you have a light heart because the new world that we are entering now, yo, is based upon the way you feel within, y'all. I talked about how, this heat, yo, is killing people, right? That's because their spirit is so low that it can't take high frequency, y'all. We are living in a world with constant high vibrations now. Back then, y'all, from 2012, or let's just say from the 2000s early to 2020 and to 2021, right? We've been living in low frequency so fucking long that the world, y'all, is going through the great cleansing. So that means alone that now it's about your frequency, y'all. Now it's about your vibration. The only thing that will save you, y'all, is yourself, y'all. That's the best thing about this journey, y'all. That you can either walk yourself into, the ground, or you can rise above and become resurrected. Because when I say resurrected, y'all, you are resurrecting your spirit that was dead, living in, negativity, back into light again, back into the light, back into spirit. So when people say, that metaphor that they like to say when Jesus rose from the dead, yo, that they're saying that he rose with his spirit, yo. His body transcended the flesh. So that means that, when you live on the fleshly aspect of this world, yo, you raise your frequency so high that your vibration, it starts to truly live once you get your spirit right. That's what it means when you rise from the dead, because you are living when your spirit is not in tune. Then you become alive when your spirit is walking with purpose and light again. That's where you have the light, and it shows, But in this video, y'all, I wanted to talk about the way of living a high vibrational life, y'all, and what comes with living a high vibrational life, So, if you really want to write something down, y'all, say go get your journals and study this formula that I'm about to tell you, family, because this shit will save your life, but it will also have you thinking deeply about everything you do if you weren't so aware of yourself, So the high vibrational life that we call, the path of a true chosen one, or the way of living, knowing that not everybody can do this. So, once you get that question in your brain to where you start questioning reality, y'all, that's when reality hits you. That's when you get that sucker punch to your face, because you've been hit with life too much. So now you're at the crossroads. Now you're thinking, there's gotta be more to life. This can't just be it. What else is going on that I don't know about? That's what you start asking yourself. Then you start thinking about space. Then you start questioning, can you go to other planets? You might ask yourself, can I evade death? People who think with deep intentions behind the way they look at life will truly get the answers from the universe if they ask for it. And they are patient enough to wait for it to come. I guarantee you, y'all, if you question the universe, y'all, you will always get an answer. It might not be right now, but it will be in this life, in a time period, if you pay attention, if you have your eyes open. So, the high vibrational life, y'all, is when you choose to take back your power. The power that they have told you that was not of yours, y'all. That's why they have kept you a slave to your desires. That's why they have told you to be a worker and not a creator, y'all. You need to get out of that mindset that is limiting you, y'all, because you shouldn't have limitations if you truly want to be a high vibrational being. A high vibrational person is somebody that knows themselves, so they are going to make changes to incorporate that in their reality, y'all. So when I just say living the high vibrational lifestyle, it doesn't just come with vibrating high or doing the inner work, y'all. You must do much more than that to increase your reality for it to bend to your will. That means that if you say you are a high vibrational being, y'all, you must eat like a high vibrational being. So what would a high vibrational being eat? Mostly nothing. You would be fasting most of the time, or you would be eating light foods. fruit, vegetables, things that are not so dense. Because the more something that is heavy, the more it weighs your spirit down, so your spirit can't access the physical form around you and truly gain understanding, y'all. Because you're gonna only live through the ego or through the spirit, y'all. Jesus, he lived in the spirit. That's why he was helping everybody. That's why he was showing love. That's why he was telling everybody what the fuck it was. And all these motherfuckers around him who couldn't stand him or who had hatred toward him, that was because, y'all, they were so much of the flesh. They were fleshly beings, y'all. They said that how could he be God if he was immortal like them? But the thing about him that stand out from them was he lived in spirit form. He didn't consume flesh like these motherfuckers, y'all. He had an open mindset. He believed in things that weren't believable to the average being. And that's what made his reality so much more proficient. That's why he stood with no fear. He stood on everything he believed in. And he told the world, well, straight up, if you don't believe in this shit, you're gonna perish and you're gonna stay in hell with the devil. And they didn't like that because they were looking at him like the devil because he was trying to get them out of comfortability. And comfortability is the worst drug of all. But for someone who loves comfortability, man, that's gonna be your downfall one day if that's all you live for, So back to what I was saying, family. Alright? As a high vibrational being, y'all, you crave knowledge, you crave intelligence, you crave depth, you crave becoming better, y'all. So, for example, let's just say I'm a high vibrational being. So what I'll do when I wake up, first thing I want to do, y'all, is I want to question my surroundings. What am I doing? Where am I going? Drink a lot of water. You want to be hydrated, y'all. Not that pollution like yellow tap fucking water, no. You need to get a crystal, any crystal at that has, purple or black with lightish blue. And because the color is all about vibration, y'all. The higher the vibration is, the color it is. So for instance, if you get a black crystal or rock or mineral, whatever you per se, or if it's blue or violet, blue and violet means that they're vibrating so high, so that frequency that is tapped into that mineral, if you put it in your water, right, and you command your a spell over it saying that this water will heal me, I love you, water, guide me and heal me, regenerate my body. You don't think those minerals are gonna go into that water that you are absorbing? Yes, it will. And you will notice your urine isn't so much of that yellow color anymore. It will become white like plasma, what you are. That's how powerful you are. You have the power to command the water because you are water based. Remember that. So that's what I would do when I wake up. Y'all, I would drink hella water, but I would drink crystalline water because I want to make sure my body has the minerals it needs to stay strong and active all day, y'all. Have you ever heard that phrase, you are crystalline beings, you are crystallized beings? So you don't think that crystallized water wouldn't help you? It's gonna help the fuck out of you, y'all. It's gonna help you so much you might not even want to eat because you feel so good drinking that alone. So back to what I was saying, y'all. Now once you feel good within, that's when your vibration starts to work in your favor. Because if you truly want to vibrate high, how do you feel? Do you feel good right now? Or do you feel antsy? Do you feel nasty? Do you feel like shit, right? You need to master how you feel in the moment, because that will tell you everything about your frequency. If you love yourself, if you feel good, if you feel like you could be at peace with nothing and you don't need a phone, when you have a high vibration, congratulations, salute to you. But if you are questioning yourself, are you craving validation, you want the world to see you, you want these finer things, you want to be rich, you want to show everybody what you have, you got to work on your vibration a little bit more to where you know that you don't need shit outside of yourself, because you're the being that can truly give you peace, and you're the being that can truly take away your peace, y'all. But you must have balance. So before I end this video, because I wasn't going to make it too long, y'all, I got to do things today. The path or the way of walking like a true high vibrational being is, let me just tell y'all what I do straight up. So previously, when I wake up, I question my surroundings. I will drink crystalline water as much as I can, right? But also what I will do, y'all, is I'll live in the present moment. I won't overthink about things that's out of my control. so should you not do as well, because it's nothing you could do about the future or the past. You build your future by you building today. Now another key in this journey is celibacy, y'all. I've talked about this in every single one of my videos because this shit is a way to open the door. The door, once you open it, you get everything you want in time. But it's destined to happen because you already opened the door. You are the key to the door knob. With your frequency, you become the key that is needed to open the door, to experience it and gain new things that you may have never perceived in this world, right, family? Okay, celibacy, and not just 2 weeks or a month, man. If those are good starting points for someone who has never been on this journey, but I'm telling you to go forever, y'all. You know, one thing that has helped me go on this journey for so long is knowing that there's a woman out there for you, for everybody, as long as you can love yourself, because you are what you attract, y'all. If you love yourself, you don't think that you would incorporate or attract somebody with that same frequency one day? You will, if you give it time. But you have to love yourself first, because that other person is seeking someone like you that loves themselves. So balance can be created, but at the same time, y'all, don't worry about women at the same time. Don't worry about lusting, pleasure, chasing. It's not about chasing, it's about becoming. It's about being at your highest self and tapping into the right timeline, because I promise you, once you have so much love for yourself, yo, you're gonna be someone with so much respect and identity that you're not gonna give everybody your energy, yo. If you have a light, y'all, you're only gonna want somebody who has a light as well, because you are the light, y'all. That's why this journey is so powerful, because once you go on these higher streaks, y'all, your energy is so fucking strong that you just don't want to give it to nobody that's living on this physical world. Because what they gonna do once they take your energy, they gonna go on to the next person and leave your ass empty. And since you have this light, you're giving them your life force, which is a light that they are now taking from you. You are now giving them your lamp. And if they don't have a light, they're not giving you shit, but they're giving you negative energy, trauma. They might be giving you baggage. Now you're stuck at your lowest again, craving emotion, worrying about them because you didn't have discernment, y'all. You need to master discernment. And that's why I always tell y'all, family, you need to have a routine of eating properly, y'all. You have to eat right if you eat, because food is information. And if you don't put the right information in your body, it's going to cause your body to do things that you don't want to do. That's why people have urges. That's why people are lustful. That's why people edge, because they can't fucking have no discipline, y'all. Even when I smoked weed, right? When I was smoking hella weed every single day, I didn't look at myself like a failure, because I was on semen retention and I never let myself go. With or without the weed, yo. When I was on the street with the weed, I could smoke weed every day, anything, and I would never release, because I wouldn't use that energy for women attraction. The women attraction will come, but I wouldn't think about women like that, because what did weed do for me? It raised my consciousness. It made me want to study. It made me want to tap into the spirit realm. But I can do that naturally with meditation. So either way, I can live on both sides of the coin. But before I end this video, family, the last thing I want to tell you is meditation, y'all. You have to learn meditation, y'all, because how can you observe yourself if you don't sit in stillness, y'all? You will only know yourself when you sit in the darkness and you stay calm and you study yourself internally. Because once you are a master of yourself, you're not easily shaken anymore, y'all. It's gonna take a lot of work for somebody to move you, because you are a rock now. Not because you want to be, but because you know how the world works, and you don't know who's healed or who's not healed. But this was the video, family, and the last thing I want to tell y'all before I make a part 2 about this video one day, you need to get enough sleep, y'all. If you don't have enough energy within you, working out is essential as well. You have to work out, but you must get enough sleep, y'all, because sleeping is the most important thing for someone who wants to vibrate high. Because you can't do it if you're fucking half sleeping everywhere you go. But I say, family, I love y'all deeply, man.